Should I leave my hair over my face like this for the whole intro so you guys don't get to see a sneak peek of the look I did for Instagram with this palette? Hey lovelies, I'm not gonna do that. Like obviously that would be really ridiculous. So today we're gonna be playing with makeup, sitting down, having a chat. That's pretty much it, pure and simple. If that's not something you're into, hopefully you'll catch my next one with some makeup reviews, but I really just wanted to sit down, have some fun with a few items that I've had sitting around that I either have never touched or that have been in my collection that I haven't used in a while. And I did decide to do two looks, just playing around with this PUR Festival palette. This is the 2.0 version of this palette. This is so pretty. I do have the first one as well, and I just thought it would be fun to play with some color. So you guys will be seeing this one today. This one is probably already up on Instagram at my channel, Keep Beauty Real, so you can check that one out as well. But I've had a few things on my mind that I just wanted to chit chat about. I thought it would be good to get to play with some makeup while we're doing that. So let's get right into it. All right, for time's sake, I went ahead and just threw on some foundation quick. I did go through with the No Poreblem primer from Touch in Sol first. And for my foundation, I went through with the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Stick in Ginger. I really like both of these and I haven't used them in a while. Like this was my all-time favorite for a while, and I mean, I haven't really been wearing a lot of foundation as you guys know right now, but wanted to pull this guy out. I thought it would be a good choice for today. I can't tell if it looks a little dark now that it's starting to oxidize, so we might have to bronze up the neck a little bit more, but that's all right. One thing that I did want to try out was this Trestique concealer pen, and I guess they're calling it a concealer crayon, and this is in the shade Bisque. I got this in a BoxyCharm box a while ago, and it was like way too dark for me at that point. I thought I'd probably never be able to use it, if you guys can see this. And usually concealer crayons like this are definitely, you know, going to be more for like covering up pigmentation or like acne spots or anything that you might have. I wouldn't usually recommend a crayon form for like under the eye because usually they're going to be a little bit more drying, but I thought that this might work today. This might be a little more cool toned than I am, but maybe we can make it work. So I'm just going to dot it on any spots that I have. I am definitely needing to clean up my eating a little bit. I have been busting into the dairy a little bit and probably having more sugar than usual. So, well, any sugar is more sugar than usual. So that definitely wreaks havoc on my skin. I think actually the dairy more than the sugar. But not only do I have like the larger hormonal breakouts, which is usually caused by dairy, but I'm getting like tiny little bumps, which I don't love, obviously. So just gonna put a little bit extra of this concealer on my chin where it's red, and then we'll blend it in with the brush that I use for my foundation. I don't know, I feel like as I go to try to like blend this out, it's blending away. This is probably the most inflamed pimple I have had in years. But now I'm gonna go through and use a little bit of the Becca Under Eye Corrector. You guys have probably seen me use this before in my channel, but I'm just looking for a little bit of under eye brightness. I feel like my under eyes have been so dark lately. And so I like to bring this up into this area as well because I get the same like deep bluish tone. Still have some glitter like on my lash line. Yesterday I used the ColourPop and Kathleen Light So Jaded palette, and I used one of the glitters in there, and I've got like two little flecks right on my lash line that I can't seem to get out. And now I'm going to go through with the Cover Perfection Tip Concealer from the Saem. This was from my K-Beauty haul. I've used this a few times. Now, I probably would have been okay just using the under eye brightener, but I'm trying to do a really full face of makeup today because I have the brand new one size makeup remover spray. That's Patrick Starr's brand new brand, and I really wanted to put that to the true test, so I'm trying to do like a full face of makeup, not just like something light, so I can really see how effective that is. I'm going to be trying that out tonight, so wanted to get a full face on, but I probably would have been fine just getting that under eye area brightened. Oh, have I showed you guys before? I don't know, because I am like way too lazy to actually run to the bathroom to wet this beauty sponge. I keep one of these in here so that I can just like, and obviously I have to fill it with fresh water every so often, but it keeps me from having to like run to the bathroom to wet my beauty sponges, so there's a little hack from me to you guys. You know, I have to be honest, like putting on makeup right now, I miss being able to do it in my everyday life because it's such a creative outlet. But, you know, once I do put it on, like if I am putting it on, it's on a day where, in all honesty, I'm probably just doing it because I'm filming for you guys. And then I'm like, man, I really should like take advantage of this and be out somewhere. But if I'm out somewhere, I'm wearing a mask anyway. So then it just gets all smudged. So if I am going anywhere, I don't want to be wearing any makeup. So it's this like whole catch-22 thing. I'm really missing it. It's been hard. I mean, very, very small problem in the long run. By the way, I really want to try a new concealer. There are several I've had my eye on, but I think I want to try a new drugstore concealer. I'm trying to like get a few more drugstore things into my collection. Right now, I use the Maybelline Fit Me. I love that one. And I also, a while ago, got the Instant Age Rewind back into my beauty basket. So if you guys have another one, I know a lot of people loved that CoverGirl one. I'm thinking about trying the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Let me know in the comments if you guys have a good drugstore plain. Let's just let the plain go by. So let me know if you have a drugstore option that you really love, because I want to pick a new one up. All right, so now I'm going to go through with the powder, something different than what I always use. This is the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. So I have used this, I think, at least once on my channel, but I have found, like most people say, that this cooling feeling that it has, like the first time I used it, it legit straight up felt like water on your face. It was so cool. But I had heard in maybe reading the reviews or something that that feeling goes away even if you are good about like closing the little like cap on this guy. And it's true, like anymore I don't really get much of that feeling from it, which is kind of a bummer because it did feel so cool. I do like this Becca powder, but I think that it's a little bit more visible on the skin than the Hourglass one that I really like. But it's a nice one, and like I said, that cooling feeling feels really nice. So maybe if I did use that more often, I would have gotten a lot more enjoyment from that feeling, but I just don't grab for it as much since I love the Veil one. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump off camera and go ahead and do my brows. I'm thinking I'm gonna do kind of more of a dramatic brow because of the eye looks that I'm sort of planning on doing. So I think I'll just use some dip brow, get out the good old dip brow, and pop on my brows, and I'll be right back. All right, brows are on. I actually didn't quite do what I thought I was gonna do. I thought I was gonna use the dip brow in the pot, but I went through with the dip brow brush on, or if they're calling it brow gel or whatever they're calling it. I'm sure I'll put it right here for you guys, but I actually really like this. I bought it when it first came out and wasn't really sure what I was doing with it. Was I like using it as just a brow gel? Was I trying to use it like dip brow, except it's not as accurate? So I kind of found like a good in-between where I lay it down, you know, I can place color where I want, but then I can go through with, I use the Anastasia number 12, that's so worn off, but the number 12 brush just to kind of like define where I need to do that, but just lay down the color and then like pull it out where I need to. So if I want to pull out my tails or define here, I'm really struggling with my brows lately. Like I just haven't been that happy with them since my last microblading touch-up, and I just decided to try to use all the acids to like wear it down to hopefully get a fresh start. But now they're sort of that like kind of faded, sort of gray phase, and it's not cute. So I'm just really struggling. So this is gonna be what we have. This does have a decent amount of hold to it, but because I kind of like brushed it through, I feel like some of that goes away. So I just went through with the clear brow gel. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about today while we're like chatting makeup is just about like buying habits and spending habits and the whole like buying all the time thing that a lot of people I think feel pressured to do, especially as creators here on YouTube. But as like someone who just loves makeup and has always been really interested in it, like I got to the point where it's like, oh my God, this is my favorite thing. I'm gonna buy a backup tube, or ooh, that's a great deal because that is in there and I know that I love that. But at this point now, because I've hoarded so much Anastasia brow gel, I have so much of it and it's not my favorite brow gel anymore because I love the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. But I have all of this brow gel that I spent money on, so I'm trying to use it up in days where I don't want quite the like lifted feathery look. I know I've talked about this before, but long story short, I've learned to not buy a bunch of backups. Like recently I saw that Sephora is doing one of their little lip kits. Side note, I'm going to go through while we're chatting here about spending with this Benefit Cheek Leaders Pink Squad. This is a really cute little 5-pack of their cheek products. I got this as a gift from a friend and I really enjoy several of these. Now, the thing is like, I don't think Benefit's come out with anything really new. They just keep repackaging it in different combinations for a while. And unfortunately, these boxes are pretty heavy, so, and kind of clunky, but it's super cute packaging. It just isn't great for like traveling or anything. So I'm going to go through and at least use Hoola, probably a little bit of Dallas and Dandelion as well, just to kind of like give some color to the face. But yeah, I saw that Sephora had their lip kits recently, and the Fenty Fussy is in that kit in the full size. And I know that I love that lip gloss. And I'm like, well, surely I'll probably use that. And what's the other one that's in there? There's a NARS like Orgasm lip balm in there, which I think I have too, at least in a mini, but I was like, oh, I like those. And it's like, okay, but you really don't need that right now. Like, it's going to take you a long time to use up the lip products that you do have. And while I have the full size Fussy, I think I also have a mini laying around somewhere. So I'll have to look for that. And I have to look at how full my Fussy still is. That's the thing, right? Like, because if it is, you know, about halfway down, I'd probably look into getting that little box because it wasn't much more expensive than the regular. So I need to look and see, A, if I still have that little mini of Fussy, and B, how full my Fussy is, because I know I actually do really use that. But, you know, old Kelly would have just gone out and gotten it without like investigating to see how much I actually have. But new Kelly is going to actually research to see how much of that lip gloss I actually have before I decide if I need a backup. I am sure that that is actually a lip gloss that I'll use a lot, but it's sort of like, okay, like stop the hoarding. And, you know, when you really enjoy makeup, and even if you have a favorite product, you're not usually using it every day because you have so many other ones that you want to use. And if eventually I've got like 72 lip glosses, I'm not going to use the one that I love that much just because I have so many. So that is one thing that I'm really trying to not keep too much like backup products. Now that might come and kick me in the butt someday if something gets discontinued, but I'd rather that than just have all this stuff go to waste. So that is one thing that I want to talk to you guys about. Wow, it's been a while since I've used Hoola. I really think that this bronzer looks really nice. And I'm going to take a little bit of Dallas, which is just has a little bit more of like a, you know, come out of the sun, like sunburnt little red tone to it. Like it's like a bronzer blush kind of situation. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that up higher and maybe down the nose. And then I'm just going to top off the cheeks with a little bit of that Dandelion for a little color. And this isn't going to show up like overly much on the cheeks because my skin is so dark right now, but it'll give us that like inner flush a little bit, just a natural glow. And since I'm going to go through with more dramatic eye looks, keep the rest of the face a little soft just to kind of balance it out. So yeah, one of the other things that I've just been feeling a lot lately, especially as I'm trying to grow my channel, is that pressure to like buy all the new. So there's a lot of pressure to be like, buy this thing, it's new, you know, review it on your channel, and then buy this other new thing, even though you already have 74 of those. And there's all this pressure because right now in the beautyscape of YouTube, you know, reviews of products are what get the most views. And I love reviewing products. I mean, I think that that's great, but I do also love teaching people things and, you know, just sharing looks. And I know that that has sort of gone down in views. And I think that that's a shame because I think that there are so many of us that really do love that. But if you aren't a bigger channel and you're not getting gifted PR and all of these things, it gets very expensive to be trying all of those new things. But there is that pressure there. And I'm trying not to give into that pressure, especially because right now I don't get the opportunity to wear a lot of makeup during my everyday life. It's like, am I even really going to be using this much? Like, I guess I could use it, come home at night and try it on for you guys. But if I'm not even going to really be able to wear it much, am I even giving that good of a review because I'm trying it on one night after work or something? So I'm really trying to hold off on that and just stick to being me and only trying the things that I'm genuinely excited in. If there is a new launch Yes, will I grab it if it's something I'm excited about? Of course, but you know, it's easy to get caught up in the world of like the pressure of having all the things. All right, so what I'm gonna do is go through with the PUR Festival 2.0 palette. This I got in BoxyCharm this month in July, and I'm very excited about this. I have the original festival palette. I think I also got that in a BoxyCharm, and this just has so many beautiful color options. So I thought, since there's a lot to work with here, I'd do 2 looks. So I'll do one on one eye for you guys, and then I will also do one on the other eye, but I'll show that over on Instagram. And so if you guys want to see the details on that, you'll be able to look at that. But we'll go ahead and get started. Boy, I know for sure I am going to bust into this shade right here. This is so pretty. This is the shade Turn It Up. So that's the only thing I for sure know that I'm gonna do. So I'm probably gonna like speed through this a bit, but if I have any noteworthy thoughts, I'll let you guys know. All right, I really like this. I tell you what, I have been very impressed with this palette so far, and I remember that from the other PUR shadow that I have. Now, I know PUR is like the rage now because of Raw Beauty Christie's like collab that they did. I guess it's just something that hasn't really ever been hugely on my radar, but I know I really enjoyed the last palette I got. So I guess I don't know why I haven't really looked at them much more, but I really enjoy this. I mean, you guys know I wanted to use that Turn It Up shade, and I love this. I think that this is a great, fun, summery look. So the only thing that you guys probably saw me use is this Laura Geller Line and Define Dual Dimension eyeliner in black/slate. So it has a kohl eyeliner on one side and a liquid eyeliner on the other. So this kohl eyeliner in that slate shade is what I put underneath the eye first to then go over the top with that Vibes shade on a damp brush. And I really like it. It just kind of gives it that like slight depth and smokiness. So I think I might actually put on lashes today just because I think it might be fitting for these looks. So I just wanted to share that with you. Now, before I go through with mascara, I want to go through with my highlighter. And I have been waiting to use this one for so long. Back during the Sephora VIB sale, that's how long ago this was, I picked this up and I'd been looking at it when it first came out, and it's more just for like make me happy sake, but this is the Ciate and Jessica Rabbit collection highlighter. I love Jessica Rabbit. Like, she's like one of my beauty icons, and I think that this highlighter looks so pretty. On one hand, it makes me never want to use it because obviously this will go away after a while, this beautiful design, but I'm also not that person who buys makeup to not use it. Like, so I'm gonna use it. So I thought I'd use it here with you guys first today. I've not even like swatched it. So we'll go ahead and throw a little bit of this on. Oh, that's really pretty. It's like a kind of gold, has a little bit of champagne to it. Definitely a flashy highlighter. So why don't we take that also on my little brush here, pop a little bit under that brow bone, and then a little on the inner corner. I will say though that this is like a drier formula. I've not used a ton of Ciate products, although I do have one more to use. This is not like a creamy powder. This is definitely like a powdery powder, but I think once we set it down, it's gonna look really nice. Okay, so I just went through with the Hourglass Caution Mascara again because I'm gonna be testing out that Patrick Star makeup remover, and I know that this is one of my hardest to remove mascaras. So I really like this eye look. It's amazing what mascara can do, right? I'm gonna go ahead and work on that other eye look. I'll pop on some lashes and I'll see you in a minute. All right, we're back. I filmed my look for Instagram and then my battery was dying, so I plugged it in, went and ate a really big salad and lots of watermelon. So I'm glad you guys can't see that far down because I've got my like watermelon baby. But yeah, so all we have left to do is use this Everyday Vacay setting spray, which I'm really excited about. I think it's a coconut scented one. Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. Yeah, this sounds fun. So it says fresh coconut extract, softening niacinamide, dewy finish, delicately coconut scented. That sounds wonderful. So, probably should have kept my mouth closed until that was finished settling. So it's not a very fine mist. Yeah, that's not a super fine mist. It's pretty like heavy, but I do like the scent of it. It's not super, super strong. So I do really like this mist. Like, it gave a nice glow to the face. I like the scent of it. I did see that this can actually screw off and you could dump it out. And I have a Tarte Stay Spray that's about empty. So I might actually decant this into that bottle to use. I mean, this is a really pretty bottle, but the spritz just isn't quite as fine as I'd like, but I do like that. And for lips, honestly, I just kind of grabbed whatever I had sitting around. I used the Haus Labs Myth Lip Liner. This I really actually like. I know that like Haus kind of gets like so-so reviews, but I do think that these lip liners are really nice and creamy. But I thought that this was just a little too nude for the eye looks that were going on. So I just grabbed this Mademoiselle Fenty shade. This one is Flamingo Acid. I've actually worn this on my channel before, but I just barely like dabbed this in because it's super bright. I just dabbed it in to like give a little bit more of like a berry to the lip. So that's that. I did also apply false lashes to my eyes, and I know I don't really wear a lot of false lashes here on my channel. I love the look of lashes. I think that they can be so beautiful, but in my everyday life, I will wear them like if I'm doing a hair show or I've got something going on where I'm in a crowd of people and I'm a little further away, just to give myself a little bit more of an open-eyed look. But in everyday, honestly, it's more than anything, I don't like the residue of the glue that gets on my lashes. So I've thought about trying those magnetic lashes, but I've never actually gotten the magnetic like liner to try out. It's a whole thing. I really want to do it. If you have a favorite magnetic liner and lashes, please let me know down below. I'm going to be on the hunt here pretty soon because I would like to wear lashes more, but the adhesive that gets on your lashes, like I just hate dealing with that. Anyway, I do really have a brand of lashes that I love, and that's the XO Beauty ones from ShanXO here on YouTube. So I started watching Shannon years ago. I don't actually watch her channel that much anymore, but I love her lashes. I'll usually wait until XO Beauty has a sale because they're coming from New Zealand, so it's a little bit more expensive, and I'll usually buy up a bunch of lashes. So these are the Wild One lashes. I think that she still makes these, but they're so different. And if I can kind of get, by the way, this one's already starting to pop up because I didn't put a lot of glue on these because I knew I was just going to be taking them off in a couple hours, but they're these very like fanned out flary lashes. I think they're so pretty. And she also makes like a little mini half lash that I love using on clients when they either haven't worn lashes or they have a smaller eye. They just look so beautiful. If I can find those ones, I'll link them in the description box as well. So what do you guys think of this PUR palette? I think that I am actually really pretty impressed. So this is the look that I did for Instagram. It will already be up before this video, I'm pretty sure. If you want to check it out, please come follow me, be part of my Insta fam. I would love that. It's Keep Beauty Real on Instagram, and obviously you guys got to see this one kind of sped up. I have to say I'm really impressed with these mattes. I think that they blended out really well. The shimmers and glitters though, they are a little bit more of that like flaky texture. So I went through with VIP Pass, for instance, on my lower lash line, and I feel that, well, now it's coming off pretty well with my finger, but with a brush, it comes up as kind of like flaky. Like if you guys ever used to use the old like Stila pot glitters that you used to like mix with a mixing medium, that's kind of what these remind me of. And they're just a little on the chunkier side. So I feel like that's gonna lead to a little bit more fallout just initially as you apply before you get that glitter spread out. And they're just a little messier maybe. And I did, when I was applying it with a brush, some of that VIP Pass kind of kicked up into my eye. So just have to be careful with these. You'll definitely, you know, want to use with caution, but they are really pretty. This is that VIP Pass. And then I swatched the Euphoric shade. So I think this is going to be a fun palette to play with. You could definitely get a lot of different looks. And I like how really you could get a beautiful neutral look and then just like add a little pop of color too. So I will definitely have fun playing with this one. Kind of makes me want to get that Raw Beauty Christie palette now. Like I feel like these are some pretty good eyeshadows. But anyway, I just really wanted to sit down with you guys and have a little chit chat, get to play with some of the makeup that either has been sitting around from BoxyCharm or something that I bought and hadn't used yet, or just grab a few things that I hadn't dug out in a while. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me, and please don't forget to give me your recommendations. I'm looking for a great drugstore concealer, and I'd also like to try out some magnetic lashes and liner. So if you have some good ones, leave it in the comments down below. Otherwise, thanks again. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you enjoyed, and I'll see you really soon.